Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel, and I've got a couple topics for discussion in this latest Moon Lambo hot jam. And I'll start with this headline from crypto media outlet U Today. Ripple to make on-demand liquidity metrics available for institutions and individual clients. So this story, of course I'm going to report on, it's in the news. I cover all news, Ripple and XRP. I mean, I try to get to everything that I can, but I do want to cite here right at the very beginning that the Ripple employee who made comments around which this article is based, he saw this article and said that it's rather misleading, actually. And so, all right, I'll share this with you guys. I've read the article. I've read his comments. I don't really see where it's misleading, except for maybe a small caveat, which I'll explain as we get into the video. I'm absolutely willing to be persuaded, but given that the story's out here and the Ripple employee, which this article is about effectively, or whose comments this article is about anyway, effectively said, hey, this is pretty misrepresentative of what I said. I wanted to make sure at the very beginning I highlighted that, but I do want to talk about this because if I'm missing something, I don't know, maybe I'm an idiot stick, maybe Moon Lambo's the idiot, but it's certainly possible I'm missing something or not interpreting something properly, in which case let me know in the comment section below. I'm not pretending to be perfect, but I'm just trying to report this as properly as I can, because I don't want to put false news out there and he's saying this thing's misrepresenting what he said. So I'll have to be careful the way I even type up the title for this video, because I don't want people to think that it's not. I'll have to put something in the video title about how the Ripple employee is disputing this effectively. So anyway, but I'm going to talk about that, and then also a little bit about making sure you do not lose your XRP when you're transferring it about from exchange to private wallet or to another exchange, this and that. But I do want to be clear at the outset, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast making YouTube videos as a fun hobby about Ripple and XRP and cryptocurrency, and that's all that's going on here. Shout out to my fellow XRP YouTuber, James Rule XRP. And I think you guys will find this interesting, but in particular, people that are brand new to XRP, specifically brand new to crypto and XRP, you need to know this, because you're putting your XRP at risk if you don't know this. So I wanted to mention this. And James Rule XRP sent this directly to my inbox. Well, I want to make sure I gave a shout out. And here's what I wrote. Top issue in the community today. People are not including XRP tag/memo when sending to another exchange. This applies to other cryptos as well, if needed. The below illustration is a transaction from Coinbase to Bitrue official. That's a Bitrue exchange there. And so you may have seen all this jibber jabber on exchange about how you need to make sure you include a tag if you're transferring XRP, and you might be like, well, what the hell is that? What's that all about? Well, when you're on a cryptocurrency exchange, you need to know this. This is a core piece of information. The vast majority of cryptocurrency exchanges on the planet that allow you to trade XRP, they use a wallet, which is actually a shared wallet. And so it's actually got XRP from a number of their clients all into one account. And so it's all at the same address. And then there's a tag, which is basically, for lack of a better term, it's like a little sub-address, which indicates which portion of that XRP address you have rights to, which XRP is effectively yours. Now, there can be a benefit. There's actually a notable benefit to this. You guys, I'm sure, at this point are aware, and if not, then become aware right this second. If you start a brand new XRP wallet, a brand new XRP account, there's a 20 XRP reserve. And so once you start that account, that XRP is locked in there forever, or until there's an amendment proposed, which is passed on the XRP ledger, which changes that reserve amount, which can happen. It could be reduced or eliminated, technically. It's certainly possible to do that. But outside of that, your XRP is trapped forever. So there's a benefit here. If you've got a shared account here on an exchange like Coinbase, back when they allowed you to trade XRP, or Bitrue in this case, you can move your XRP in and out of these accounts, and you can move 100% of it. You don't have to leave 20 XRP behind, because you're sharing that account with effectively a ton of customers of those exchanges who you'll never know anything about. And that's all well and good, but since it's set up that way, you do need to put in your tag address, because if you're sending your XRP without that tag address to an exchange, you got a problem. And so if you set up your own storage, like say you use a hardware wallet, like a Ledger Nano S, which is what I use, for example, you don't need to type in a tag. There is no tag. It's your account. And so if there's any other instance where you set up your own account and you need a tag, I'm to this point completely unaware of that. So as far as I know, there is no instance where you need to put in a tag if you've set up your own cold storage account. Now, if you're setting up a hardware wallet, make sure you do your own research in case I am mistaken, but that's my understanding. I use a Ledger Nano S. I've never had to type in a tag account. Like in my entire life, actually. I've never done that. But if you're moving, XRP to an exchange, you need to be aware of this. Because if you transfer without the tag, if the cryptocurrency exchange is going to act in good faith, yeah, they can work with you. It's because, look, they have the keys. They should have access to it. But it could be lost forever, so be careful. Maybe you're going to have some bad management at an exchange. I have seen horror stories. But even if they do help you get it back, it's going to be very stressful. It could take a long period of time because they have to go and manually figure it out. You got to have correspondence with their customer service. You know that the whole system's overwhelmed right now, so it's not exactly going to be a fun process. So if you're going to do it, just be careful. Make sure you input the tag address. So the instructions are on your screen. That's part 1, and now I'll highlight part 2 if you want to. I'm not going to read through this, but if you want to, there are shared both slides, and you can freeze this and read through it, and you will know how to do it. I just want to make sure, since there's so many new people. Now, shout out to XRP community member BonCryptXRP for sending this next piece to me, which apparently is misrepresenting what a Ripple employee said. And this is titled, Ripple to make on-demand liquidity metrics available for institutions and individual clients. In a Twitter discussion, Director of Developer Relations at RippleX, Matt Hamilton, shared that in the future, Ripple plans to add on-demand liquidity metrics to its website to make it visible for both institutional and individual clients. And so, look, to be clear, we're not talking about divulging to the public data that is specific to Ripple customers. Like any information coming from Ripple customers, they're going to have to give the thumbs up for that information to come out, which is why we don't even know every single customer that Ripple has. Many of them don't want to be known. And I've often said, too, look, if I were using this cutting-edge technology, reducing, the friction within the correspondent banking system, reducing time for transactions, saving money, affecting my bottom line if I'm a bank or a remittance company, do I want to announce to the world I'm doing that? Well, I personally wouldn't want to, but they do have customers, tons of customers that do want to announce that. But I'm just like, I'm sitting there thinking, but then your competitors, right? Like they're going to jump in, like they'll jump in no matter what if this is a good thing, right? But they jump in sooner. So I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. That's the way I've been looking at it, though. Anyway, the piece continues. He did not say when this will be done exactly, though. In a recent tweet, blockchain researcher Leonidas, who often shares data about XRP, has suggested that the fintech giant Ripple should make on-demand liquidity metrics visible to anyone on the company's website. He believes that not many details need to be visible, but enough to let financial institutions and individuals to see that, quote, the product is working and being used, end quote. This may include functioning on-demand liquidity corridors, XRP amount transferred in various periods from 1 hour and 24 hours to the total XRP amount sent since on-demand liquidity launch, etc. Now, this is the part where the Ripple employee jumps in, Matt Hamilton. Head of Ripple's developer platform, RippleX, Matt Hamilton, has responded that this opportunity has already been discussed. He was unable to share any particular dates of launching on-demand liquidity metrics on the Ripple website, but wrote that the company intends to do this in the future. And so I had the actual tweet pulled up right here, and so here's what Matt Hamilton wrote. This is his official Twitter account. And he wrote the following. This has been discussed. I am not sure of the specific details as to why or why not, etc. There is obviously some commercial confidentiality aspects, but I was told that it is planned in the future to make this data available. And so that's verbatim what Matt Hamilton said. And then the article, though, back to it, just to wrap it up, here's what they wrote. On-demand liquidity is a Ripple product for fast and low-cost transnational money transfers using XRP. There are several on-demand liquidity-based corridors powered by Ripple on crypto exchanges in the EU, Mexico, the Philippines, Australia, and now another one has been set up after Ripple teamed up with the Australian payments operator Novati. Another Ripple partner, FlashFX, has also announced the creation of several new on-demand liquidity corridors recently. And so when I read through that, no alarm bells were going off for me. I read through that and I thought, okay, yeah, that sounds accurate. Looks like Ripple's going to be sharing some private information. It is private information, not that they're sharing a customer's private information, unless that's, they're giving the thumbs up to do so, but it's Ripple's private information. That's their data because they're a company that has created RippleNet and on-demand liquidity, which is a part of that, and utilizes XRP as a bridge currency. So if they want to share that private information, then they certainly can. But in response to you today tweeting out their own article about that, which I just shared with you in its entirety, Matt Hamilton wrote the following. And so I want to make sure I highlighted this. And again, if I'm missing something that's glaringly obvious, I mean, that's certainly possible. You guys let me know in the comment section below. I'm open-minded, but that's why I just want to make sure if I'm going to put a YouTube video out about this, that I'm covering all the content that is publicly available at this point in time. And so here's what Matt Hamilton wrote. And he wrote this to You Today, which is the crypto media outlet that published this. He said, "That is a pretty large misrepresentation of what I said. I said that I don't know specifics, but there have been discussions about making the data available." Yeah, and so I didn't see anything in the article about him insisting that he knew specifics. And as far as what he wrote, again, verbatim, the initial tweet here, I was told that it is planned in the future to make this data available. And, I mean, if you look at the headline, they wrote, "Ripple to make on-demand liquidity metrics available." Look, maybe I'm stupid and I'm just missing something. I mean, that very well could be the case. I mean, I don't think that Matt Hamilton would say something like that if he didn't think that they were legitimately misrepresenting. So I'm not saying this to second guess him whatsoever. So I don't know if he feels like maybe it's the case that the title should be like Ripple plans to make on-demand liquidity metrics available, maybe add more precision, something like that, maybe. Although if that's the case, I don't know if that's what he was thinking, but I mean, I don't think there's any sort of ill intent here, and I wouldn't call that like a major misrepresentation, because like I'll just tell you, my honest reaction the first time I read through this is, oh, it looks like Ripple's probably going to share some private information about on-demand liquidity that to this point they haven't put out into the world, and I thought that was kind of cool. And so then You Today saw that. Matt Hamilton wasn't too thrilled with what they wrote and wrote, "Hello, thank you for your feedback. We will be happy to publish and update for the article if you send your comments to our editor." And Matt Hamilton responded, "Or you can simply publish the article as it is entirely based on misreading my tweet." I think he meant unpublished. Or you can, so yeah, because it says I publish, I think he meant unpublished, must be a typo. "Or you can simply unpublish the article as it is entirely based on misreading my tweet." So anyway, that's both sides of it. That's all that I know at this point. But I did want to say, setting that misunderstanding aside, publishing some of this information, and I don't know exactly what they put out there, and it certainly is not clear based on anything that Matt Hamilton put out there. Whatever they put out, it could be rather fascinating to just get a peek behind the curtains and see what's actually going on. Because, and I've been kind of saying this for some time too, I don't know a ton of specifics about what's going on with on-demand liquidity. I know a certain amount, the very little amount that's made public in terms of the growth year-over-year, stuff like that Ripple's put out. But in terms of other specific metrics pertaining to it, it's just not out there. And you can look at transactions on the XRP ledger, and people in our community do that, but it really can be hard to make heads or tails out of the situation, because you can only infer so much. Because look, the XRP ledger is public, you can see all the transactions, but you can only infer so much based on the endpoints of each transaction. So we'll see. But I think it would be a cool thing, and apparently Ripple does too, to get some of this information out there. So we'll see if it ultimately happens at some point in time. But I'll go ahead and wrap up there. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.